Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly energy update, and this is for the week of August 28th through September 4th. Although these videos are timeless, so if you have come across this video outside of that time frame, I would still trust your intuition and that it brought you here for messages. If you are watching this during that period, wow, this week on September 4th at the end of the week, Mars joins the retrograde parade that's going on because all of the planets, except for Venus, will be in either their pre-shadow of their retrograde or in the middle of their retrograde. So Venus being direct, all our love lessons are still kind of focused outwardly, while all the rest of the planets, every other area of our life, are pointing us inward for this reflective period to understand things. So what does this Mars retrograde energy bring in for us? Well, Mars is known as the planet of the god of war, but it is focusing on the masculine energy part for this retrograde. We are kind of drawn to reflect on that. The men in our lives, like our fathers, those in authority over us, even brothers, cousins, anyone that had this masculine energy in our lives. And with Mars actually being in the sign of Gemini, Gemini really has to do with communication. And so I feel like what we're being drawn into for this period is a new way of communicating with those masculine energies in our lives. We, of course, are going to ask for this reading, just, creator, spirit, universe, what can we do with this Mars retrograde energy? So we'll definitely look into that. So September 4th is when the Mars retrograde pre-shadow begins, and we'll start to feel the energy of the retrograde almost on day one. And as we get closer to when it actually goes full retrograde on October 30th, then we move into that strong energy period from October 30th to January 11th of next year. That's as long as Mars is going to be in full retrograde. Then when it goes direct on January 11th, for a couple months, all the way up to March 16th, is when we're going to be in the post-shadow. And that's more of a reflective period of what did we learn during this pre-shadow and retrograde period when Mars was in Gemini, and what are we going to do with that? So that is the kind of information that we're going to be looking into here as we pull this reading. But before we jump in there, I did want to make sure you were aware, I'm right in the middle of having a YouTube subscriber marathon where my goal is to reach over 1,000 YouTube subscribers or more, of course. And when I reach that amount, I am going to be giving away 10 free 1-hour personal readings to 10 lucky individuals. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate you consider doing so, because once I reach that, I'll put out a special video on how you can actually sign up for that drawing. But also in the meantime, I'm putting out kind of weekly another special giveaway. So I have put a link down below to my giveaway playlist. I also put links to the specific videos, whichever is more convenient for you, because there still is time to sign up for my first giveaway, which is a free 30-minute recorded personal reading. And then the second giveaway that I just put out last Friday is for a hedge of peace and love. So if you want to know more about what those are, and if you want to sign up for those, check those out below too. I'll also throw the link to the playlist at the end of the video. It'll appear here in one of the corners at the end. So I'm excited for those giveaways, and I'm also going live each weekend, and I'm going to go intermittently too on kind of like Facebook and Instagram, but I am going live on YouTube on Friday evenings at 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Yep, and then going over into midnight into the next morning. And then on Saturday at noon, and Saturday and Sunday at noon, I'm going live on YouTube as well. So if you want to check any of that out, just keep an eye on my Facebook, my Instagram, and Twitter, because I do put out the advertisements of when those things are happening and other information as well. All right, so enough of all that. Let's jump in to your reading and see what we can do with this Mars retrograde energy. All right, Leos, this is your weekly energy update. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Into the Lonely Woods deck. And any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. I'll give these a good shuffle, and then we'll see what energy the creator wants you to know about this Mars-Mercury retro, not Mercury. Well, we're in Mercury retrograde still as well, but this is mainly about that Mars retrograde energy. This is, there is one who watches over you. Power number 44. Who watches over you? Who? I know. Sometimes I just go a little crazy. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Come on. Why are you being so serious? So it says, the one who watches over you is compassionate and sage. They often come to you in subtle ways, in the wise shape of a tree, in the luster of sunlit clouds, in the song of water running over rocks. To know you have this guardian is to understand that while although there is loneliness, you are never alone. This watcher is linked to the path of your soul from your first breath to your last, and they will be with you in the great in-between of your lifetimes. The one who watches over you knows the sacred quest of your soul, and when it feels like you've lost your way, they will remind you of your purpose. Wonderful, feeling this safety, feeling that you are being watched over by the creator of all things, and this huge posse, this huge spiritual posse that's invisible to the human eye, but you can feel them all around you because you have your guardian angel and your angels, your spirit guides. You have your loved ones who are already back on the other side, your ancestors, creator, spirit, just all these beings of unconditional love and light that have your back, that are watching your path and going along the way. I really feel like this Mars energy that's coming in, there was this feeling of abandonment and feeling unsafe around, masculine energy in your life. And they are like showing you that they are not your, what I'm hearing is, I am your father, they are not your father. And so allow that type of energy to flow in. Let's see what else we got here too. We're going to pull from the numerology guidance cards here and see what else they want to add to that. So what else for our Leos, please? Okay. Love it. So you got card number 7, which is personal growth. Yes, definitely moving in that type of energy here, where all this that has happened was not happening to you, it was happening for you. There was one point in my life where I had written a letter to my dad, who was no longer living with us. I don't know how old I was. I was probably 17, 18 years old, maybe that. And I wrote to him and I shared him about my spiritual experiences back then, which was very much rooted in non-denominational Christianity at that point. And I was like, blah, 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 so excited. And I was asking about him and doing that. We didn't have that type of relationship. I was just throwing up on him with all this information and asking him all about this stuff and all his life. And he wrote me back a nice little letter saying, my spirituality is a relationship between me and God, and so it's none of your business. Pretty much, cut and dry. And so there's actually a trash can that I was standing next to, and I felt the creator said exactly as it said, don't worry, I'm your father, not him. And I just put the letter in the trash and I let it go, and the creator became my father at that point. Now, in the meantime, my father and I, we've reconnected over the years, and we have a relationship of, whatever it might be, but, the creator remains the father. And so I kind of feel like that's the type of personal growth they're talking about is, don't worry that these other people, whatever they might be to you in your life, that they're not that role, that position, whatever. I am all things for you. And whether people fail at it or not, that's okay. That's just extra with whatever they're doing. But just know that I am everything for you. I want to be everything for you. Not in a creepy, codependent stalker way. He's watching over you, but in a beautiful, just giving way. So this card does indicate a time of significant growth and improvement when you're being encouraged to be the best that you can be. This is a time to ask yourself, who am I? What do I want from my life? And what is preventing me from achieving it? When you ask yourself these questions, observe whatever comes up. Then acknowledge your mental and physical limitations. Set realistic goals for overcoming them, and take the necessary steps to follow through. With desire and determination, you can reach your full potential. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to investigate anything that helps raise your conscious awareness and enhances your self-esteem. It may be a book, a CD, an online seminar, a workshop, a health program, a yoga practice, or meditation, or it may be working with an energy worker, a therapist, or a life coach. Whatever suits your needs. A step in this direction, regardless of what it is, will set you up for life. As you improve yourself, you improve your quality of life. As you raise your awareness, you align yourself with Source. This is all you need to make your dreams come true. Love it. So yeah, definitely a time of personal growth with this reflection here. We're also going to look at these Power of Surrender cards, see what else they would like to add to this. I'm also reminded of the work by Byron Katie. She's an amazing soul. And I'm remembering this video on YouTube where she has people go through this. It's called a Hate Your Neighbor or Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. I think it's Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, not Hate Your Neighbor. But you write down all these feelings and emotions that you have around a situation. And it's very transformative. It allows you to see things from a different perspective. And one of the beliefs that one of the persons that this video specifically, that Spirit's bringing back to my memory, is someone sitting there and they were like, they were just so angry and hurt that their dad had passed away when they were young, and because they had this belief that he shouldn't have died when he did. One of the transformative things that happened is when he faced the question of, is it true that my dad shouldn't have passed when he did? And one of the beautiful transformations that happens, and it's the work, you can check it out at thework.com, just THEWORK.com, is that when he looked at that question that my dad shouldn't have died, when you turn it around, one of the turnarounds that they do is he should have died when he did, and how is that more true than that he shouldn't have? And it basically is like, with him passing when he did, how did that impact your life? And when he switched it around and he looked at it with that belief that he should have, the personal growth that happened was he realized, I am so much stronger today because I didn't have him there for me. He used to be really supportive of him and, get him out of, I don't know if he got him out of trouble, but just really helped him a lot, that because he wasn't there, he had to do it himself. And he was so much stronger than he was. And it's that kind of thing that I'm feeling in that video that they were showing me. So there you go. So what else here? Power of Surrender cards for our Leos. What else? Okay. They want that one right there. And you have surrendering your fear. And it says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. So Exactly what I was just talking about with that Byron Katie video. So that's why they wanted me to say that before that came out, because that is our fears. I fear that he shouldn't have died when he did, but he did. And so what did you learn from that? What is the fear? Put it the fear aside. Put away that story that we apply to it, and it allows you to let go of the stories and see things in a different light with your big old night vision. They also gave me 3 different tarot cards to pull from decks. The first one is the Chinese tarot. So we'll take a look here first. See, what else do you want Leos to know about this? Mars, retrograde energy. Okay, no, they said none of those. All right. So we have these 3. Then we also have the Runic Tarot, the R-U-N-I-C, like in runes. All right, what else for our Leos, please? All right. So you have those 2. And then you also have the Good Tarot. All right, and what else do you want our Leos to know? Okay, they actually want those 2. All right, so let me see if we can fit all these in here. Might have to get a little, we'll put those 3 like that. I do want to start from this way and work that way. So you have the 9 of Earth. And this is beautiful because the 9 of Earth is like the 9 of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And the 9 is about an inner search. The 9s and the major arcana are the Hermit card, which is about going inward. And he holds a lantern. That within that lantern is this bright star, which is his connection to his higher self in the spiritual world. And so the 9 of Pentacles is about moving inward for your sense of worth, for your sense of wholeness and completeness and abundance. So this is a very abundant card work through this journey that you're going on with this personal growth, surrendering this fear and realizing that you're watched over. You do come to this place where you just know you have everything you need in this moment, and you don't feel like you're lacking. You do feel this wholeness instead of the lack. Yeah, and you have the 4 of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion, your overall energy. The 4 of Wands is a very celebratory card. It's about joy and celebration, usually marriage and party, and it's just a celebration of things. Think of a 4, though, too, is a very solid energy, a giant table with 4 huge legs on it. It's a very solid energy coming in, stability coming in. So you're finding this wholeness and this completeness from within, and your overall energy is stable. It's not flying all over the other place, like going into fear, coming out of fear, going into fear, going out of fear, panic, panic, panic. You're coming to this beautiful place of stability in your life. And you have the 7 of Pentacles. So 7 of Pentacles is showing like a change. And here you have the 7 here too with this personal growth. The 7 of Pentacles kind of has 2 different fluctuations of stories in it here for you. One is that, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The fruit. Right? So it takes time to water, to plant. It grows its roots, it grows up, it grows its branches, it grows its leaves, and then finally fruit starts to grow. And so it is a message of patience. It does take time for things, and really in the outside world, to come to fruition. So be patient with the seasons in the outside world. You have a lot going on the inside. It just takes time for it to reach out into the outside world. But also with new information, with this personal growth, you realize that the fruit that's growing is apples. And you're like, you know what? I'm allergic to apples. Why did I want apples? And you're like, oh, other people wanting me to plant apple trees because they like apples. They want applesauce. But I want guacamole. So I want an avocado tree. So you stop investing in one area of your life and you make this transformation into something more in alignment with what you want instead of trying to live up to other people's expectations. Yeah, perfect. And you have the World card. The World card is ending of major cycles and beginning of new one. It's the last card in the major arcana. So you are making this ending of cycles and new beginnings. So definitely I feel that that's the big message here, with you realizing these changes you want to make and you're focusing on your energy on something more in alignment with what you want instead of trying to people please with everyone else. And then you have the Page of Coins. So Page of Pentacles, which is all about new opportunities coming about, new really communication coming from the outside world too, because pages were like, the olden days, they'd go into little towns, hear ye. So, they are definitely, this message is coming from the outside world, but a movement up in new opportunities where you didn't see them before, which of course makes total sense with what we were talking about here, because the fears were holding you back. You were trying to do what other people wanted you to do, but with this change, this ending, you are willing to take a chance. You're willing to go against face these fears and go, you know what? I want to do this. I want guacamole. And then you have the Four of Cups again. I'm sorry, you had the Four of Fire, but the Four of Cups, again, stability. You have stability, emotional stability, energetic stability. And this is about you connecting within to a higher love, because the Four of Cups is generally, they'll have 3 cups sitting in front of them and they're bored to death with them. They're not fulfilling them, which is relationships is one of the cups. One of the other cups, the second cup, is situations like jobs, education, it's just circumstances you can get into. And the third cup is things like your body, your possessions, your bank accounts. Well, all 3 of those are not eternal. They're temporary because people change or they pass away. So relationships are not eternal. They don't make you fulfilled for very long, if at all. Situations never stay the same, so those aren't eternal. And things, of course, break down, deteriorate, are stolen, burned down. So all those things are unstable. They're temporary. They're not fulfilling for a very, very long time. Well, usually then there's this Ace of Cups that's given to you, which is the Holy Grail. It is the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. It brings in the emotional stability because it is stable. It is eternal. Talk about stable, no conditions to lose it, unconditional. It just takes one condition to make something conditional. So unconditional love, there's no way you can lose it. That's the very definition of stable, right? So you have this stability coming in your emotions because of this connection with this love from a higher place. Yeah, and then you have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Staves. This is huge amounts of energy coming in for you, which makes sense with you connecting to that higher love instead, but also is very much about spiritual communication coming in. Because the Eight of Staves is like, all these are messages coming in from you from the spiritual world. So as you connect, as you really connect to this, knowing that the Creator is watching over you every moment, then you're never alone. And the Creator is always there. Your spiritual guides are always there. That whole posse of support is always there, just waiting for you to talk to them, because they won't mess with your free will. They're going to allow you to make your choices with your power of choice. But if you, of your own free will, ask them to meddle in your life, bring you signs and synchronicities and answers, and you ask them things, and then you sit and are still and quiet and listen, you will hear from them. And this is definitely messages coming in for you. So I love this transformation, this ending of the cycles of doing things for others and finding the stability, finding this from within, finding this personal growth, finding this beautiful relationship. And, it's not like they're your bodyguard, it's like they're watching out for you because they love you. And again, like we said in the beginning, they are not your father, they are not your brother, your uncle, your boss, your blah, 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 whatever it is that, let you down, that masculine energy, whatever let you down, they are like, I am your father and I love you. Wow. Beautiful. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things, it helps spread the love. It also helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, and especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited. It does want to share the videos and messages of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. I also have recently added a sliding scale for the pricing on my recorded videos, and that way you can actually choose a reading that is in alignment with your budget, and it's not like a set dollar, $1 point. So again, all that information is listed in the description box below. Almighty roaring Leo lions, please know, as you go through any adventure, that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing journey. We'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.